think every time I hear a Nicki Minaj like verse, like I'm absolutely into it.
Ah,
She's very talented.
sure.
Her vocal inflections and like the way, yeah, I don't know, just gets me. Verse on Monster, super fun.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
of
gonna say Monster's
course.
great.
First on Monster.
Song at the end of Barbie, solid.
Sean's at the Nicki
Prince
Minaj
Diana.
show being like, the vocal inflections. They're
Trying to
really
think of that one
good.
tweet. Just that one tweet of just like the lights and sounds just astound me. Me with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice.
I just pictured when they hand Bojack the kaleidoscope, colors and lights,
Right.
the sounds which I've never seen.
Speaking of colors and lights and sounds, have y'all? When was the last time you watched Wheel of Fortune?
Mm,
Uh, it's been a minute.
less than 24 hours, but
Is that true?
no,
Okay.
no.
They updated it tonight.
It's been a long time
It's
since
been.
I've watched Wheel of Fortune. I could not tell you when the last time I watched it. Tonight we threw it on just because there were like the last 10 minutes before Jeopardy and we were getting back into Jeopardy.
I
But
love
Wheel of
Jeopardy.
Fortune, I think they're like, yeah, Jeopardy's fantastic. But Wheel has been seemingly coaching the contestants to like cheer and root each other on. So like when one of
Yeah.
them would spin the big wheel, they're like, "Come on, Jimmy!" Like everyone will do that.
That defeats
And
the purpose
Has
of the
it
wheel.
never? Has that not always been a thing? I don't think I've
I
ever seen an
didn't
episode
know.
of Whale where it's like, "Fuck you, land on bankrupt, 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 bankrupt."
You just put your arm down to try and stop it, like dislocate your shoulder. But I just like I don't know, and it reminded me. I was like,
You
Tyler,
can't stop the wheel.
yeah, it must spin. But it did remind me like that amount of joy and gambling. And I was like, Tyler was just in Las Vegas. I feel like this. Tyler, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Wheel of Fortune is like the perfect 22-minute encapsulation of what it's like to be in Las Vegas.
More or less, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, yeah. If you got really drunk before you watched Wheel of Fortune, I think
Yeah.
it'd be pretty similar.
Eat a bunch of shrimp.
Pat Sajak is definitely in both places, so
Yeah.
that definitely matches up.
Isn't he like retiring soon?
Yeah, he is.
Did he like announce
I
his
think-
successor or whatever?
He's already been replaced. I think was it Ryan Seacrest?
I thought
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Vanna White.
No, it's not Vanna White.
I thought she was taking over. Oh,
She should.
yeah.
She could.
No.
I think it's.
Vanna White has, pardon my French, has the most bullshit job on TV. Because she used to have a job where she have to like, because the letters used to be on a circle, like a
Yeah.
block, and she would spin it. Now she just touches the TV screens, and
Yeah,
they're not touch
They ain't even
activated.
no.
Yeah, they
the
just
the
kinda,
PA
like,
is doing a real bang up job. They're the ones waiting for exactly for when Vanna to touch the screen, and then they hit it.
Vanna White is
Um,
smoke and mirrors.
Does that mean they were like changing the letters between every clue?
Yes.
It must have been wild.
It
Now
was
they
just the
just
same. It
completely
was just the
streamlined.
same solution every time.
Just 22 minutes of like umbrella stand. You got it.
It was the 70s.
okay.
You had to remember it.
I was about to say I think Sajak's making the right move retiring because his predecessors in other game shows, Alex Trebek and Bob Barker, have both died on the throne. But I'm just now learning Bob Barker's still alive, 99 years old.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's spayed and neutered though.
What the? Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think
He's collected enough animal stray cat life force that he's kept himself alive.
Yeah. Every time you cut off a dog's penis, Bob Barker lives another 2 weeks.
That man is exactly.
That's not how
his
neutering
birthday
works.
though.
They just
No, but
What is that? Is that?
they feed
enough to keep him alive. Surprisingly,
That's how they
That
feed
happens a
Bob
lot.
Barker.
That man is exactly 68 years and 1 week older than me. Oh, I'll be
Wow.
excited to see if he makes it to that.
Sean birthday doxed himself on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone, be sure to wish me a happy 32nd later this year.
And happy belated if you're listening to this next year. Hi, welcome to
Yeah.
episode 251 of Radish. My name is Will. Planet of the Base Far.
Hmm.
I don't give my last name normally. That was too much. Speaking of doxing, I'll cut that from the episode. And I live at this address. No.
That's my move. I'm Sean. Padam. Last name. Barry. Everyone knows my last name.
Everyone knows it's Barry.
Because it's easy, because someone listening to the podcast casually, like, oh, yeah, Barry. I'll spell it how I want to spell it. And maybe it's not the right way, and you won't find me.
Who's creeping out from under a podcast? Everyone knows it's Barry.
What is that?
Everyone knows it's Wendy by the association.
That was a deep
Oh.
one.
You work in a
I'm
record store, you should know this.
Tyler 754-374831 Mank. It's my social security number. Do with it what you will.
Someone out there just got very lucky taking on some student debt.
Yeah. And I feel really bad for whoever's social security number I just made up.
It's Bob Barker's.
And
That's not true.
That'll be open
His
soon.
social security. He was born in 1923. His social security is like 22.
His social security number is like, 11.
Yeah,
He's got one of the
Social
first
security number's
ones.
1.
Yeah. I'm Bob Barker.
Do they
It's the
recycle
Great
those
Depression.
numbers? If you're like a really good old person, do they retire your social security number like a basketball jersey?
Hang it up in the rafters
Yeah,
of the Social Security office.
They hang it up in the the VA.
If only.
That guy caused such a ruckus at Golden Corral.
There are definitely shirts or jerseys hanging up at Golden Corrals across the country. The ones that are still open.
Yeah,
Just like
they're all for the American Sniper though, and I didn't even know he had a jersey.
Bran in the chat says their daughter has a 69 in her social security number, which rules. I'm gonna find out the other. That's enough to find out the other one.
that's yeah.
2 down,
Way to
7 to
dox your
go.
daughter, Brand.
420, 69.
58008.
Get a
9/11.
vanity Social Security number.
8008S.
Mine would be 200 588 2300 Empire. 1-800.
The other day, producer Pre texted me, "It's 11:11. Make a wish." And because of the time difference, I responded, "It is 9/11." Never forget.
How dare she?
More sinister wish. Still counts.
That was the day
It's
Giuliani
9/11.
got indicted. We got a good show tonight. We're gonna talk about a very horny spider, of which there's almost no proof. Italian was killed in the line of duty. We'll talk about Planet of the Base. This cultural. We'll talk about it.
We'll discuss.
We have lots of feelings on this meme, as well as a TV show, which is a comedy but also a horror. Tyler went to the Upside Down again, and Sean has some songs. I guess everyone knows Wendy is not on the songs of the summer, but we are going to cover that. And
Maybe next summer.
maybe everyone knows. And for the last bit, we're going to be talking about my favorite thing to come out of the internet in a long time, the Coin Boys. I'm going to read this post in its entirety. Have y'all seen the Coin Boys?
I
of
have no
course.
idea what it is. And I
Okay,
haven't looked it up.
you're going to be delighted. This is this is the most dudes rock thing I could have possibly brought to the show. We'll talk about that at length later. First up, what do y'all think about this this fake Euro beat song that what's his face?
Oh
Kyle
my god.
Kyle Gordon.
Gordon?
I was a Kyle Gordon
punching
fan.
name.
Kyle Gordon was I don't know if y'all follow him on TikTok at all. He used to do like
Oh,
he did a really good impression of your annoying cousin.
Yes.
Who like saved over your Pokemon game as a kid. Like that was great. And actually, funnily enough, I saw him in a Snyder's of Hanover commercial the other day.
Oh man. He
Snyder's
broke,
of Hanover.
he broke the strike.
Yeah, he did. Pretzel bites, Sean. You
Oh,
don't eat Snyder's
really?
of Hanover? Come on.
I didn't
And
know the full name. I didn't know the Christian name.
Sean thought it was a commercial for the family.
I thought it was like a Prudential commercial or some shit.
Oh, I got all my money wrapped up in Snyder's of Hanover.
Oh my!
Here at
shares.
Snyder's of Hanover, your finances are secure. Snyder's of Hanover.
My hot take about this song is that this song would not be as popular if normies just had their SNL. Like, I think this kind of filled that void.
The people just crave Saturday Night Live bad parodies.
Right. I mean that's I think it's a compliment. I feel like it's something that Lonely Island would have made back in the day. But yeah, no, it was hilarious that he made that second music video with the second actress, and everyone was like, "Dude, bad call." And
Why
then he
did
doubled down and made a third one.
And then he made a fourth video, a full video with the original actress. And like, I have genuinely no clue what the second and third videos were for.
So I saw a lot of people talking about how like that it's like parodying the fact that a lot of Europop and like house music in the past would like suddenly recast the woman vocalist just because whatever it
Give
wasn't
me three
their vocals.
examples of that, though.
That's a
Yeah,
really
like,
deep
I
cut.
I can't, but I believe them because I don't know about this shit.
Sure.
But what gets me was that like when the song first came out, I was like, oh, this is fun. And then he's like, the single's coming out in 3.5 weeks. I'm like, I'm gonna be tired of it. And then he kept releasing different versions that were making people angry. And I was like, I'm not gonna listen to this full song.
I respect
It's just
making people mad at you.
that's seemingly what he's good at, is just like, I'm gonna play apparently his like annoying cousin or the like annoying kid character got like so much flack for being like, this is obviously like an autistic child and he's playing it like he's doing that kind of like thing. And I'm just like, well, of course it's TikTok, of course they're gonna say that, but like
of course you
But yeah,
diagnose
he's
a parody video.
yeah. But it's just like, why would you? I feel like so many people have like really nailed it of like, yeah, I'm gonna like post Squidward singing My Way or fucking Plankton singing The Pot by Tool, and immediately once it hits virality, I'm gonna put it on Spotify the next day. But for him to say the full song's going up in 3.5 weeks, I'm like, it's gonna lose all of its muster, Kyle.
Yeah.
And that is until this week.
No, even this week. Which is that's the news this week is he performed at the Jonas Bros concert. No one knew him. I went to the Jonas Bros concert and no one knew you. That's literally what happened.
The first video I saw was clearly recorded by someone who knew the song because they are cheering and screaming, and I'm like, oh, good for him. And then I saw a second video taken by not a Kyle Gordon fan, where someone's just like dead silently filming it. And I was
what
like,
the fuck?
oh, that is. I mean, I guess the Jonas Brothers are fans, or somebody on the tour was, and they were like, hey, do you want to come do your silly song at halftime or whatever the Jonas Brothers do?
Kevin got it for Joe's birthday. That's what happened.
He bought a cameo for Franklin.
Yeah.
But seeing that video, the live video, and just seeing a bunch of people just kind of looking around, just kind of blissful, just like, I don't know what's going on. I crave for that, man. Of just like entering into that sort of life where it's just like, I'm unironically at a Jonas Brothers concert to experience this, and I see something that apparently is very popular online, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I want to be.
Can you imagine?
I want to be where those people are. Want to be there, see them dancing, walking around on those feet.
Like if I showed any of my family the Planet of Bass video, they'd be like, all right. It's like, this took the internet by storm. They'd be like, what?
Why?
My dad found the video first when he said it.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I bet it killed on Facebook. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it on Facebook.
It will kill on Facebook.
That's right. Yeah.
Give it 2 years and a watermark.
Exactly. Once Gen X and the Boomers find it, actually they won't really understand it either because it parodies a bunch of the stuff in the '90s that they were too old for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were afraid of it then. They're afraid of it now. Europe is a scary place. Speaking of Europe, this is a sad story, um, but it's a little funny.
A man did die, but
A man was killed in this story. He was 74, so he had a long life.
Yeah.
A man, he had roughly a couple of years past the average.
I think past 70
was
it's
on-
like, okay, it's funny again.
He was on borrowed time, essentially. It's okay.
An Italian man named Giacomo Ciparini was crushed to death by a falling avalanche of Parmesan cheese.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
He was in his warehouse, his Parmesan cheese warehouse, and the shelves that held up the wheels of Parmesan cheese.
Mamma mia.
There were 25,000 wheels of cheese in this warehouse.
Yeah. Each weighs about 84 pounds a piece.
Yes, they're
Each flock.
They are almost 100 pounds each. We've lost Sean. Some of the wheels reportedly fell 33 feet from the things, and one resident told the Italian media it sounded like a thunder.
Like a thunder. Yeah, from that height, that's like baby grand piano. Like
It's an anvil.
Hundreds of them, condensed in cheese form.
It also says this. I can't say it. It took them 12 hours to find him underneath the cheese.
They had to eat their way in.
Holy shit, that's so much cheese.
It's so much cheese.
They still gotta use it too. That's the thing. Is that
No,
No,
they gotta
they-
throw all that away.
no way? It's Parmesan cheese. It has a thick
That's how Little Caesars gets their cheese. It's corpse cheese.
Yeah. It's murder cheese. Like obviously the cheese that hit him may the family may use. That's fine. But the second or the third or fourth layer of cheese, you still sell that. That's still good.
I don't know.
I don't know how many layers of cheese removed you have to be for it still to be food safe.
I mean, if I was in the room during a murder, I would be charged for the same crime as the man who pulled the trigger. So I think that applies to the Parmesan as well. My guess.
I don't know if the Italian police would find this funny, but I would have such a hard time calling the family and reading this story with a straight face, just like your husband.
The cheese.
He got
You
the
just
crushed
need to say
bite of
both those
cheese.
and they'll understand. The situation, it's not a Gouda.
It does say years ago, decades ago, he also lost a child. They don't say if it was in the cheese.
Pinocchio was swallowed by the whale.
This is unfortunately. I think we're a quarter of 1,000 episodes in. I think we get just one pass. I keep imagining just like standing over shelves and shelves of cheese, and they start to fall, and just oh no,
Mamma mia!
oh.
He's under the cheese.
I hope it was quick and mostly painless. But man,
those fuckers were heavy. I think it was Sean.
Yeah, he was hit by thousands of wheels of cheese at once.
I'm allowing the story to continue on the episode because this is honestly how I would. This is like one of the ways that I'd be okay with dying.
yeah.
Like, he went out the way a lot of people would want to go. I love Parmesan.
In middle school, I remember my ideal way of death. I would say I want to drown in muffin batter.
Why would you say that?
don't know.
Drowning is one of the worst ways to go.
That would
I
be
That's
remember
not
the
fucking
thing-
painless, and that's thick.
I remember
That's viscous.
You can't swim. You just be like, it's like dying in a swamp. Muffin
tastes
batter? No, it doesn't.
For
It
some
tastes
reason,
like
it was muffin
flour
Muffins
and water.
taste good.
That's, you eating pancake batter?
I don't even know. No, the muffin batter, because you get the little like berries inside. I don't even know where I would be around that much muffin batter.
You know those stay in the muffins too. You're not losing anything there.
They're not in the muffins.
No mass is lost.
Just imagine it getting cremated and just like ding, and you come out and just like there's a lovely loaf.
That would be so
Getting baked
horrifying.
into something is different. I agree with you there, Sean.
Yeah, if you could. I have a coworker who said that he recently bought. You know what thermite is?
Yeah.
Remind me.
It's like a
Watch
fine
it,
like
watch it.
metal powder. It's on like YouTube videos. You shoot it and it explodes. It's explosive.
Did you ever watch Mythbusters, Tyler?
Of course,
I use a lot of thermite.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's thermite. It's what people get really hurt by, like filling a microwave with thermite and shooting it, and like because they have not factored in what's going to happen to the microwave pieces after it explodes. You see lots of videos of like car doors blowing off and stuff, but it is an explosive, and you can put it in like a Coke can and shoot it, and it makes a big boom, and it's cool for like special effects. He went to a store and found that cheaper than thermite is gender reveal thermite, which is pink or
Blue or
blue
pink.
thermite that when you shoot it explodes in a pink and blue explosion. And all I have thought about since he told me that story is gender reveal thermite. It's a big enough, it requires its own product of gender reveal explosive.
They want it painted blue or pink. I'm just imagining just going way, 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 way back in time to tell the ancient Chinese, like, here's what we're gonna do with your invention.
We're gonna make TikTok videos.
I think they'd be hyped about it, honestly. I think they'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have a lot more existential questions, but I agree with you on a surface level here, Sean.
What if a time traveler came back and they'd just be like, what does it all mean? Or-
First question. I know we don't speak the same language. Fireworks. Great job. Look what we did with them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And lastly in news, this comes to us from Austria, where producer Pri is from.
Where thermite is from. They
Where
put it on
thermite's
toast.
from. And Arnold Schwarzenegger. A supermarket. That's true. You watch that documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, that one was true.
Yeah. He
There's
had a
another
sad
person
life.
from Austria, but we don't want to say it on Twitch.
It's Ninja. Our arch streaming rival. An Austrian supermarket was shut down because it had a Brazilian wandering spider. This is kind of a nothing story because a Brazilian wandering spider potentially roamed the aisles.
Wandered the aisles. Come on.
There's
right
no-
there.
There is, yeah. Thank you. There is no proof. I don't know. Was there just a rumor the spider was in town and they shut down the
Who
supermarket?
started the rumor?
I don't know.
Get to the meat of the story, because
The spider is very
Shouldn't say
poisonous. It cause within 30 minutes of being bitten, it can cause rapid changes in blood pressure, heart rate, blurred vision, convulsions, and hours-long permanent erections. Which are apparently so effective that scientists have studied it as a cure for impotence.
Damn.
it was a Brazilian roaming spider, I promise.
I feel bad for this universe's Peter because this is a canon event. And I know
What a bad choice for that
Miles, it's
name.
Gwen. Yeah, I was about to say it can't be
Truly.
Miles or Gwen. It has to be Peter. in this instance.
Peter, the spider's back.
And just when you say roaming the aisles, I imagine just like pushing a little golf cart.
Yeah, he's picking up like berries and stuff. He's putting.
Yeah. And it's
Oh,
going
flies.
that, and immediately an Austrian man is just like, I am incapacitated.
I think an Austrian man was caught in a situation in a grocery store where the first thing he thought of was a spider bit me. He was in a compromised position.
Maybe they just
by
got
his-
peaches for the first time, and they saw a peach at a certain angle, and they're like,
Oh, they'll still get me.
That's it.
"It's a spider." They don't know what the Gaston peach looks like. They can only see it on the shelf.
Apparently, this is a horrifying story. Now I read it more. Let's read the name of the show. A store manager discovered the spider while inspecting a shipment of fruit, and when he contacted the fire department and came back to the thing, it was gone. So it is. This spider was so big.
So large, you have to come. I don't know what to do.
So this spider is loose, making its way towards Vienna. Because it's
Still roaming.
wandering.
There's gonna be a news story in about 20 years or so that Austria has to expand to accept its population. It's because this one little spider.
With a dream.
In a fucking, what do they call it over there? What's the name of the Austrian grocery store?
Kroger.
I was gonna say BJ's Wholesale, but don't want to call it that.
Nope.
Kroger, I guess.
Fegmans.
Ingles. Oh, Ingles is that's
Ingles
it.
is not bad. There we go. We had to
Yeah.
workshop it where we got there.
It's Ingles with an E.
Yeah, so if you're in Austria, watch out.
If you're in
Honestly,
Austria,
evergreen news.
gathering provisions,
Or not.
and you have an itch on, if you have an itch on your leg for some reason, get home, I guess.
Speaking of grocery stores, we got some good stuff from Tyler this week. Do you wanna take us there?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'll take us there. So a few years ago, we had a guest on. Their name is Hooks. I should honestly reach back out to Hooks and see how they're doing. They came on and they talked about this wonderful place called Meow Wolf's Omega Mart in Las Vegas. And I just happened to be in Las Vegas this past week with producer Colby. We didn't run into Captain America and all that. I did see Mando,
He's
but Grogu
dead.
wasn't with him. So
Oh,
I know. You've seen Scandival. This was Mandival. So went to Omega Mart. For those who aren't familiar, Meow Wolf does like all of these really cool, just like interactive, trippy art exhibits that bring in hundreds of artists. Just to make something crazy. There's one in Santa Fe. It's in kind of weird places. Las Vegas makes sense. You'd think like Las Vegas, New York, L.A. No, it's in
Gatlinburg.
Vegas, Denver. Yeah, Gatlinburg. That'd be hilarious. Santa Fe and some weird town in Texas. Well, they're all weird, but I
Austin.
don't remember
Yeah.
the name of it. But this one, so the way Hooks described it was it's just a cool interactive art exhibit, and you go into this grocery store, and the deeper you go, the weirder it gets. It is so much more than that. There is so much lore that you could spend a day in there and not even understand what the hell is going on. So what it is there is a store in the front that has a lot of really wacky products for some reason, and I wrote down some of my favorite ones. Instead of I can't believe it's not butter, it's what is the true essence of butter and the nature of my desire. They had personalized bleach on the shelves, so I was looking to see if they had one with Tyler on it. That would have been hilarious. Stepfather's Choice hot sauce just had a picture of a dude on it. My favorite one was 96-hour energy, and it had a woman on it that was the most exasperated looking woman I've ever seen. Like she looked like she was on the verge of death. But my absolute favorite one, I almost bought it, but it was like $20. You can buy things off of these like shelves. Was an energy drink called Wake Up Please, and the tagline to it was, "Please, your family are all gathered around you in the hospital. This isn't your real life. We don't know what to do. Please wake up." It's just like you're in this weird store and you're
Jesus.
like, something weird is going on here. You go to the meat section and like the chicken is tattooed and they have like octopus like tentacles and shit. So we were like, what's going on here? We walk behind the counter and then we open it up and we're all of a sudden in a desert. And like it's like this abandoned desert town with like glowing goo it's weird. And the deeper you went, you go into like an interdimensional facility, and then you turn a corner and then you're nowhere and you're no when. Like you're literally, I just walked into like, you know, that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward's in the interdimensional elevator and then he's just nowhere. We were like walking down a hallway and we're like, what's in this room? And we walked in there and it was like, oh no. Like we just I like looked back at Colby and we just looked like line art, and then mine just disappeared. And then we stepped back out. We're like, oh my god, what was that?
It's not where are we? It's if are we?
Yeah, when are we? But it's literally like that. It's just so crazy. The lore has to do with like aliens from another dimensions, or it sounds like a Xenoblade Chronicles game. The deeper that you dig into what's going on here, but it is so freaking cool. Yeah, no, look it up, Meow Wolf. If you're ever in Vegas, go see the Orb, and then go see Meow Wolf. It's a good time.
The orb accepts.
Yeah. I hate to sound like that guy. I've always been that guy, so I'll own up to it. If I ever go to Vegas, it's for the art. It's for stuff like that.
Good
it's for
lord.
Cirque du Soleil. I know. But yeah, that sounds cool as hell.
I'm going for the buffets.
I'd love to experience something like that.
Gotta go for the buffets.
They're really cheap.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
best in the world.
I can't believe that.
They have buffet. There's a buffet ranking system. The buffet at the Wynn is the best buffet in the entire world. Look it up. I'm not even fucking lying. Do I look like I lie about a buffet?
I don't know. Once.
I might have in my past, but
Speaking of ranking things, I'm on a roll with the segues. Can I keep going?
please.
I have been watching the show on Paramount Plus, which is like the Lights, Camera, Jackson of streaming services. It is. By the way, there's a bug. I'm gonna give you guys a hot tip. There's a bug with the App Store where if you have Paramount Plus and you cancel it at the App Store, there is like a 1 in 3 chance they don't turn it off and you just stop paying for it.
Hell yeah.
I've had this problem. I looked it up. It is a common problem. A lot of people on Reddit have found it. We think it might be some sort of way to defraud investors of Viacom by being like, look how many active users we have. But get while the getting's good, because I got Paramount Plus for free. Just by them not turning off my access. I have been using it to catch up on some shows. Gotta watch Yellowstone, but been watching a show which I would not describe a little bit as a comedy and mostly as just a waking horror nightmare. It's called Review. It is a remake of an Australian show, I found out. It is starring Andy Daly. It ran from 2014 to
That fucking
2018.
show. Sorry.
It's difficult to Google because it's called Comedy Central Review, which is like you can't find it. But the premise is he is a very enthusiastic man named Forrest McNeil, who you write him life experiences that you're curious about, and he will go experience them and review them. And he does so in a way that is so uncompromising that throughout the course of the series, it ruins his life. And you have to sit back and watch, and it's one of the most difficult watches I've ever had. I have audibly gasped and recoiled at certain scenes. They were so difficult to watch as he just makes choice after choice that you're screaming at him not to do, that he does for the sake of this, like, basic cable review show. The best example, one of the most famous episodes in season 1 is somebody writes in and says, what's it like to eat 15 pancakes? So he goes to a diner, eats 15 pancakes, and almost kills him. He comes back. They do like 2 or 3 segments a show. The second segment is someone asking him, what's it like to get divorced? So he has to divorce his wife.
To go get divorced.
And in the third segment, someone asks him, "What's it like to eat 30 pancakes?" And so he has to go back and eat 30 pancakes, having just divorced his wife, and it is so horrible. Like, there's an episode where he has to review blackmail, and the only person he has blackmail on is the nurse who taught him how to walk again after he left the hospital. And he's like, "I'm really sorry, but I do have to blackmail you." And just he doesn't tell his friends and family that it's for the show because that would corrupt the data. So everyone's just very concerned about him as he just ruins his life. It's 3 seasons. The last season's only 3 episodes. I haven't finished it yet, but it is. Yeah, it's if you like difficult to watch, like More Than I Think You Should Leave. Definitely cringy.
Like The Rehearsal?
Yeah, kind of.
It's all fake. Though.
It's all fake.
Yeah.
But
it's definitely a cringe comedy. It came out during that time where everything was kind of like cringe comedy. But funnily enough, when I lived in that degenerate house in Georgia State, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that was like scheduled viewing. The whole family got together on the couch to watch review, and then at midnight afterwards. That show, Andy Daly is such a freaking tour de force.
He's the best part of the show.
Has always been like an incredible presence on the screen. I wish you were doing like whatever, like the level Tim Robinson's at. I wish Andy Daly were also there. But
this is that. I mean, this is like Detroit, like his Detroiters. Like, if you haven't seen, Sean, have you seen this? If you haven't seen this,
I watched. I want to say I watched the first 2 seasons. I only remember like the first season.
It's worth a
little
rewatch
bit because it's been. Yeah, I really, after listening to this, I think I'd really enjoy it again.
James Urbaniak
I don't think Bane's ever seen it.
Plays the producer who's just the worst person who's putting him up to, you have to do it for us. There's an episode where he works for Rance Howard as like a coffee shop guy, and it's he has to quit and break his heart, and like it's so horrible. I love it. It's a great show.
Very excited to check it out again.
Speaking of cringe comedy, did y'all see just released New York Film Festival Nathan Fielder's next project, The Curse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stone and Benny Safdie?
Yeah, one of the
Did I get the right Safdie?
Is that? Yeah. That's the one who acts. Josh doesn't act. Is it just like?
I think there's just a picture that's been released.
Oh, it's
I don't know
TV
if it's
series.
I don't
is
know
it
if it's scripted or
I don't know
semi-scripted?
What genre is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it is Nathan Fielder directed and created. So I'm on the IMDb. The description says, "The Curse is a genre-bending scripted comedy that explores how an alleged curse disturbs the relationship of a newly married couple as they try to conceive a child while co-starring on their problematic new HD TV show."
Okay. So his usual thing.
It's got Corbin Burnson and Barkad Apte.
From Psych.
I'm the captain now. Oh, and Corbin Burnson.
From LA Law.
From Psych and from Captain Phillips.
Wow. I'm in.
So, what I'm just saying is, speaking of Paramount Plus, Tyler, I know I'm sharing your plan, but if you want to go in for the Showtime add-on when that premieres, we should.
Oh, was it on Showtime?
I can't add Showtime to mine.
HBO couldn't pony up.
Yeah.
It might
That's when they catch you.
It might mess up the I have to make a burner account for Showtime.
We can all go in on a Radish Paramount Plus account, maybe. I don't know. It's not my account to offer that, but it's an idea.
As long as I get to watch my Yellowstone.
With Showtime. Yeah.
Oh, and
Yellowstone and Yellow Jackets.
I just want to say real quick, Blue Beetle, best movie of the year.
Oh God.
I saw it last night at midnight. I'm gonna see it 2 more times. If you have AMC A-List and you are not using all of your tickets this week, pay it forward. I need everyone to buy 2 or 3 Blue Beetle seats with their leftover passes. I've asked all of my coworkers who have A-List to go ahead and book Blue Beetle for any passes they aren't going to use.
I
looking up.
I don't think I can get a seat for the next few weeks, and there is Blue Beetle fever here in Phoenix, on top of the regular like heat-related fevers that's going on here.
Blue beetle fevers spread through the pine trees.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Blue beetle fever also gives you a long time erection.
All right, I'm looking at. Okay, so that's not. I'm looking at tomorrow night. If we're recording this on a Thursday, gonna dox our calendar here. Tomorrow is the official release date for Blue Beetle. I'm looking at my local theater. Standard theater, there are so far 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 seats taken. IMAX, 9:15, Friday night. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we're looking at theaters prime time Friday release day, no more than 20 tickets bought. So
Can a movie sell negative tickets?
Blue Beetle just might, and it's unfortunate too because like I'm excited to see what James Gunn does with the DCU, and I saw him like reach out and support like, hey, Blue Beetle's going to be a huge part of the new DCU, and I'm just like,
Well, we're off to a
We'll
bad
see.
start, James.
why did you make him look exactly like Iron Man but blue? Cass looks fun. George Lopez has an awful beard. Is this the second time we've talked about Blue Beetle?
Yes,
Yeah.
I talked about it last time.
Okay.
I'm a big Blue Beetle guy now. Sean, what do you got for us?
Anyways, I got speaking of summer and countdown and best of, I decided it's time we certify, since we're what, 4 weeks out from finishing up the summer, 5 weeks. It's time to certify our Radish approved songs in the summer. And I thought I'd count them down. Got 3 for y'all. If you haven't heard them, highly recommend just go throw them on immediately after this podcast or during, up to you. They're great. So, the third.
Try that in a small town.
I had.
Try that in a small town.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
No. No.
And the Sound of Freedom score.
Jesus. How is a country song about like, man, taxes are too high, but it's also because obese people are using up their welfare. Like, how does that get popular? Like,
it's an industry plant. Is the answer.
That's the thing, is people call him an industry plant, and I guess this is the industry plant, like maybe given line for a guy who lives on a several acre farm in a trailer in North Carolina. But like, he's refusing to sign with anyone. Like, he's like, I'm not doing a record deal. I'm not signing with big labels. Gucci Mane offered him a spot on 1017 Records, and I think he's refusing. Like,
good.
But it's the first time I heard the song, I was like, oh, he's got a nice voice. Why is everyone so mad? And then I looked at the lyrics and I'm like, oh, he's got the politics of a 4th grader.
He's getting paid from someone else, and I think it's that God he made us. You know what I'm talking about? The God fundraising thing. He knows us.
What?
You guys not know what I'm talking about here?
No.
God? Like,
Yeah, there's
G?
Yeah, with a capital G. There is a politically funded by the conservatives push for like commercial. They ran like a whole bunch of halftime show stuff.
Oh, he knows us.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay. I bet they're funding him. I'm starting that rumor right now.
Be interested to see. In any case, no, it doesn't make the list. We start with the top 3. They all had to be released within the summer, if not right before. That's when the good song of the summer drops. And there's one on here that's a re-recording, but I still consider it song of the summer. It's going to be one of my most listened to tracks of the year. Before we get to the top 3, though, got to give an honorable mention. Olivia Rodrigo, Vampire.
Pretty good.
Good song. It pops. It's fun. I hadn't really listened to her beforehand, was sour, but now this song's out. It goes. It's pretty good.
You haven't heard that one song?
I've heard Driver's License and
Misery Business.
And Misery Business. They sound the same. Yeah. But, I think I heard a couple singles from Good For You and Driver's License from Sour. But I think Vampire is the first Rodrigo track I've heard in full more than once. It's a bop.
Good for you. It's a bop.
I understand. I used to make a joke that since I was over 30, I couldn't hear her. She records at a frequency I can't hear, but I've gone past it. So number 3, we've got Troy Sivan's Rush. Y'all heard this?
Ooh, no.
By Rush.
I feel the rush.
Oh,
Addicted to your touch. It's great.
ooh, it's
Troy
so
Sivan's about to
saucy.
release. It extremely is.
Ooh.
It's named after a popper company.
Oh,
Yeah. Those are Rush. But yeah, it's a great track. Highly recommend. It's got gang vocals in it, sort of. Super fun.
Same guy does Tom Sawyer, right?
that's Mark Twain.
Oh.
I get Rush. Okay.
Though his mind is not for rent. Out as arrogant.
That song.
All right. So second place, just below. I'm gonna give it to MJ Linderman's re-recording of "Knockin'," a single that he had on an EP back in 2021 before he released his sophomore album "Boat Songs," which I highly recommend everyone listen to. Came out last year. Solid fucking record. It's got a track called "Toontown" and TLC Cage Match, so you know it's Radish approved.
DJ Slenderman?
MJ Linder.
Okay. I'm taking notes.
What up? It's DJ Slenderman. Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Just talking
we
to
love
your,
casting spells.
Out of touch grandparents, but who are also extremely online. What is that? MJ Linderman. He's the guitarist for the band Wednesday. They're a like sort of emo band out of Asheville. He released a solo album last year. It's fucking fantastic. But he re-recorded for a single this year his song "Knockin'" and another song called "Rudolph" for a 7-inch. And "Knockin'" is just one of the best like dudes rock and have deep feeling songs I've heard in such a long time. It's addictive. His vocals are incredible. It's heartbreaking. I love it so much. I sent it to my dad. I don't send my dad music. The only music I've sent to my dad was the War on Drugs cover of "Touch of Grey" because
That's a good
I know
song.
he likes the Dead. It's a great song, and I know he likes the Dead, and I'm like, I think you'd like War on Drugs. I don't know if he ever will, but it made me think of him. But so did "Knockin'." It's a great track. Highly recommend. Rudolph, also really good. Number 1. This has been like I've seen people, playing under the bass. People will be like, "It's the song of the summer," but we all got tired of it. I've seen people like "Cruel Summer," Taylor Swift from "Lover" years ago. No, I'm not taking it. It's a sort of a fun song. Taylor's really trying her best to give something when she never does, and she kind of does here, but I'm not counting it. This truly is the song of the summer. It's "Padam Padam" by Kylie Minogue. You guys ever heard this one?
No.
Highly recommend. It's
from the
just
Street Fighter movie?
PAD. Probably, yeah.
She plays Cammy, I
But
believe.
PADAM, PADAM. Kylie Minogue, Australian pop star, released.
No thanks.
This. Forgot Will feels about Australians. It's just it just gets you like pumped. It's so much fun. It's so catchy. It's going on the wedding playlist. It's just like, ooh, it is just the song of the summer. It's exactly what you're looking for.
It is from
when you're
this
looking
year.
for, like, it is from this year.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 70s song or something.
No,
Or
Kylie
80s.
Minogue is like she's been from like I think early '90s and on, and she released "Padam Padam" earlier this year, and it's just it bops. Tyler, I think you're gonna be addicted to this song.
It sounds like a fun song.
I'm excited. It's talking about the beat of your heart when you see the person across the way, and you're like, "This is how you make me feel."
Well, can't relate to that, but I'm sure the song will be nice.
Yeah, she was Cammy in Street Fighter.
Wow,
The 1994
Nice.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
is that true?
Yes.
Holy shit!
That's why I was surprised that
Yeah.
she had a song this year, because she was in the Street Fighter movie that came out when I was 1.
What are like her songs? What-
She did the other one I knew her
Can't
from.
get you out of my head.
That's the one.
Classic.
Like haunted my.
She does the
childhood.
locomotion, like the song, like the dance, the locomotion from.
Maybe.
You know what I'm talking about? Hold on.
Yeah, I remember it from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Okay.
She's not the first one.
Is
I
that
try-
Kylie?
Yeah, that's Kylie Minogue. I
Like
trust that
originally?
No.
Okay.
She did a cover of it in the 90s, but originally it
Okay.
was from 1962.
Okay, good. It's like, how old is she? Either way. Padam Padam fucking goes. Highly recommend. You'll be like, no, this is some weird Poptimist shit. I don't want to listen to this from Sean. And you're gonna throw it on, and you're like, no, this is good. This is
My
great.
song of the summer, like, I'm not even kidding, is Cupid twin version from 50/50. So I think that I'll enjoy.
I did, Tyler. I did listen to that, and I hope you go down a K-pop hole and that you take me with you because it was a lot of fun.
Tyler's in the K-hole.
I'm in the K-pop hole.
Tyler goes in the K-hole. I want to find that one song that people keep putting on TikTok where it's like the girls are singing, but then one hits the wing of an airplane really hard. You seen that?
No. What?
I'll find it.
Okay.
It's like someone edited a music video where they're all singing, and then someone falls and they're singing on top of an airplane, like in flight. And then they edit someone just smacking the wing of the airplane, just like falling onto it. And the song keeps going. It sounds like a dream. It's not a dream.
Yeah, it sounds like a...
My song of the summer, since it was used in Chainsaw Man, is "Choo Choo Lovely Moody Moody Mura Mura Pureen Pureen" by Maximum the Hormone.
That one fucking whips.
I cut down the title of that song a lot. It goes on for a little while longer, but you know the song.
It goes. Tyler, I just sent it to you. Man, say what you will about TikTok. The best search engine in the world.
Yes.
And I just realized it's New Jeans. The song is called OMG.
Can I read you guys about the Coin Boys?
Oh, please.
Sean, I think you're going to find this delightful. The fact that you've avoided it until this episode is a gift for me, and I thank you. So this was a post on the teachers subreddit, Our Teachers.
Tyler found it. Sorry.
It's hilarious.
It's really
so funny.
Did you send it to us?
Yeah,
I'll send it to you as well.
Put
Thank
it
you.
in the Discord for
Thank you,
everybody
thank
to see, for the chat to see.
Okay. This is on Our Teachers. Somebody who was really upset after a hard day at work being a teacher posted this. Every year these kids... I'm going to read the whole thing. Every year these kids come back with a new annoying quirk. Coin boys are apparently the new thing. It's my 10th year teaching, and I swear to God, ever since the pandemic, and honestly, like 5 years before that, there's always been a new thing that students bring to school that they learned over the summer from the internet or whatever. The newest thing here is a flock of self-proclaimed coin boys who carry a quarter on hand at all times and constantly flip it. They have their entire personality revolves around coins, coin flips, and chants. When we went around doing an icebreaker, 4 or 5 of the kids answered some variation of "I live by the coin and die by the coin" as their fun fact.
Wait, how old? What was the grade?
I think high school.
Oh, okay. I was picturing like kindergartners. This is still very good.
Just an hour ago, when I assigned the students their first assignment of the school year, one of the coin boys was bold enough to say, "Heads I do it, tails I don't." I told him if he flipped the coin, he'd be getting a call home on his first week of high school. So I guess 9th grade. He flipped it anyway, and it came out heads. Thank God. But then another coin boy in the class flipped his coin, and it came up tails. He said the coin has spoken, and he's not doing it. I said, "Very well. Enjoy your 0 and your call home. What a great way to start out the school year in your high school career. I really hope this dies off soon. I haven't seen anything about this online when I Googled it. I'm hoping this is just a local thing. Does any of you have info?"
She's in the wrong.
She is. The coin has spoken.
Live by the coin, die by the coin.
Yeah, what do you... I mean, you gotta give it to him. Like, yeah, I get it, man.
it's the most like 20s mobster thing. Just walking around flipping coins. Just live by the coin, die with the coin. It's the fact that kids are still finding ways to be just dipshits, well, like completely independent of technology. Just the lowly quarter is the inciting incident here.
I had a similar thing in when I was in 5th grade, or really like 3rd grade. We had Crazy Bones. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
Crazy Bones.
swat a lot of those.
Oh yeah, yeah. We called ourselves the Crazy Boners.
I love Crazy Bones. I'm never sure what the game was.
What did you do with them? Just
No,
excited
we were just
about them?
yeah, no, we were just Crazy Boners.
Fans.
Wrapping it back around to that poor grocery store in Austria.
The Wandering Spider.
The
That's what we called
Wandering
ourselves. The
Brazilian
Wandering Spiders.
I mean, one of these kids has to have a pinstripe hat, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Dice in their pocket.
Stanzos. They're
This
nice.
isn't I think you should leave sketch.
It really is. It's part driving crooner, part. So many of Tim Robinson's characters are just like romanticizing gangsters. That this has to be one.
Just imagine that call home, just like your son decided immediately not to do the work because of the flip of a coin, and the parents just go, makes sense to me.
They say, he lives by the coin and dies by the coin. I'm a flip to see if I punish him.
This is the way.
Exactly.
I just love that they
This is
call
the way.
themselves the Coin Boys, like they're a
Coin
gang.
Boys.
It's so cool.
They should know that some 30-year-olds on the internet appreciate this. They're not going to get dates to prom this year, but some 30-year-olds on the internet really appreciate.
They might
the
get
coin.
dates to prom.
Statistically, at least 2 of them will.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 2 chance.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the flip of a coin, I guess.
Heads, I ask you to prom. Tails, I stay home. It's heads, baby. That's how they have all got to be talking, right?
All the comments are about like you should get a double-headed coin, or like you should play along and do this, and
Boo.
you should snatch it midair. And no one's just being like, "These are the coolest kids ever." They're the teacher now.
Listen
Reddit-
to them.
Reddit commenters, for some reason, are worse. They're one step above, like half step above Twitter commenters, just because Twitter commenters are awful now with the blue checks. But with Reddit, I saw some guy who was asking for tips on walking their dog in Phoenix because they just moved here, and the top 50 comments were, "I'm gonna fucking find you and kill you for even thinking about having a dog in Phoenix, you piece of fucking shit." Like it's like none of it's helpful anymore. It's just scary.
Walking in Phoenix. Walking in.
Touchdown in the land of the javelinas.
Just to keep them in grass,
I-
I guess, right?
Oh,
Is there
yeah.
grass in Phoenix?
You gotta take them out and right in the morning.
In the dirt.
There's at least turf.
In the I love that Twitter has, or X, sorry, has decided that the top comments will always be people who paid for Twitter, because you can look at just like a cool video, like a cool optical illusion, and the top comments are like, "Is this real? Like,
I don't get it.
did the devil do this?"
Or just like, it's like, this was what was voted the best album cover of all time?
Oh, Velvet
Velvet
Underground.
Underground and Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Andy,
Andy
on
Warhol.
now, Andy Warhol. It's just like, not when this exists, and it's just like an album from 3 years ago.
Louis Tomlinson.
Or it's just like Beyonce's Renaissance. It's like, yeah, it's a great album cover, but it's not like legendary. It's just why.
I like those tweets where it's like, can you figure out this puzzle, and it's like a word puzzle or something. And it used to be bad because the top comment was always the answer. But now that blue checks are the top comments, they're nowhere freaking close. It's
It's not
that
12.
PEMDAS tweet.
the inevitable.
Solve this math problem.
It's like, a basic math problem. And the top 12 comments now are just way off. Oh, we've got the guy who paid for Twitter chiming in. I'm sure he's gonna know the answer.
See, I know we're almost we're what, 13, like over a decade removed from high school, but man, imagine how good of a roast it would be to have in high school if they're like, I bet he pays for Twitter. Like that would end your career.
The ultimate shame is people who paid for Twitter and then hid the blue check.
They still show up in the verified responses. Like,
Right.
you can
Yeah.
still go and see them. So
They still show up at the top.
Coward. You can't
And
lie in your
lame
bed of
responses.
shame. What are you getting out of it then? That's
Radish is truly just a chronicle of three guys being too online and then yearning for the people to be the people at the Jonas Brother concert, confused by Kyle Gordon's live performance.
yeah, we want to be the untouched tribes who see the drone and freak out.
Sentinel Island.
Just get back to that point where you see a Cybertruck in real life and be like, weird, but that's kind of cool. And without all the, I wouldn't drive it.
Have you guys seen those tribes that like there's like a law that you cannot contact them
Yeah.
because
The Sentinel tribe.
yeah, because like they're
Charlotte, North Carolina.
it's and occasionally somebody will fly a drone over it and it gets shot down like an arrow. If you could show them one thing, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, Vegas orb.
The Heinz automation video of like the little ketchup robots.
Sean's showing YouTube poop.
Yeah.
Avatar 2.
End of Evangelion.
I'd probably bake them a nice pie. Like, show them what they're missing.
Such flavors.
Tyler would get him on the Bon Appetit YouTube channel.
Yeah. Rhubarb pie.
I can go for a rhubarb pie.
Oh man, that's how we know we're in our 30s. We're like, I wish we weren't on Twitter. I wish I had a rhubarb pie.
Listen to country music. We're just forgetting everything we've learned in the past 2 decades of our lives and just like, I want to live like my grandparents. Listen to country music, watch Jeopardy, and have a nice rhubarb pie.
This podcast is about discovering how nice it is just to be a middle class dad. Just like,
Yeah.
You know what? I wish I had a lawnmower.
Yeah.
I'd be insufferable. No one could tell me nothing. They had it figured out. We were so stupid doing a podcast for so long.
If you're 33 doing a podcast, what are you doing? Get out of here. I don't trust you.
We're so close to getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a podcast of men who are too late to quit a podcast, who are going to report on the dad era from the inside, from the eye of the hurricane.
There we go.
Pretty soon there'll be 2 dads, and I'm the cultural dad, non-practicing.
Yeah, and a fun uncle.
Yeah.
I'm a drunkle.
We need someone to report live from Margaritaville, Tyler.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing the kids thing unless I like need like a hand.
Oh.
Unless when you get tired of mowing the lawn,
Right.
it's time to have a child.
I'll find a well-behaved boy when I need one.
Yeah.
You boy, I have a nickel for you.
You're
Yeah.
my son.
Here's what you do at school, son. You take this coin. It's a 50-cent coin. It's very special.
Live by the
The
coin.
teacher asks you to do something. You
Live
flip
by
it.
the coin.
And it's tails. You don't do the thing.
Yeah,
You're
I bought a
coin boy.
fishing hat this week.
You bought a one-piece hat.
It's a fishing
Does
hat.
it fit your
brings-
head, Will?
It does.
That brings you back to your 20s.
That's good to know.
It's a little snug, but it fits.
Little snug. Yeah, that's to be expected.
Gotta get a bucket hat.
It's a bucket
It's a
hat.
bucket hat.
I'm telling Sean. You gotta get in the bucket hat gang.
Do bucket hats? I can't do a bucket hat. I already look the way I do, and I listen to Fish.
Yeah, I think you would look kind of like a sailor if you put a bucket hat on. If you get a bucket hat, you gotta flip the front up. I think you would
Part
look
of me-
good. Maybe a pair
Part
of
of me
overalls.
is drawn to the sea. Yeah, I've tried overalls, but I don't know if they really work.
Overalls, a nice white long sleeve shirt with blue stripes across it.
Sean's in his Andy Griffith era.
Yeah.
He'd
More like
best watch his
Gilligan era.
mouth.
That's Gilligan era.
I was thinking more Opie, I guess.
Cousin It era.
In my Opie era. Let's wrap this up. You guys have any unfinished business before we snuff out this candle for the week?
Yeah. Quick Tyler's question.
Hit us.
And it's a serious question. A serious question. Would you rather
Yeah.
grab a beer with the gang at Moe's Tavern or grab a beer with the gang at the Clam?
Moe's Tavern.
Moe's Tavern?
Yeah, because you get Joey Jojo Shabadoo Jr. there. You get the whole extended universe popping in, maybe.
You get the prank call.
You get the prank call. You get a flaming Mo.
I think
You get a bartender who's more miserable than you.
Yeah. In Family Guy, though, you could get literally anything.
Yeah, you could.
That's the thing.
Get Joan
But
Cusack.
it runs the risk you could get killed.
You could get killed, and you don't have the there's no annoying laugh.
Hey,
Brand goes for the Clam.
I think every year I am reminded that Will has a good Patrick Warburton impression. It's like on an annual basis that he brings it out since the beginning of our friendship.
I'm doing it at your wedding.
And I'm doing my 100% perfect Stewie impression at your wedding, but I'm only gonna unveil it at the wedding.
Sean's
what the deuce? Okay, I'm still working on it, but I'll get there.
Tyler's gonna stand up and give his whole speech in a pitch perfect Michelle Obama impression. Drive us all to tears. He's not gonna say who he's doing, but we're all gonna know that's Michelle Obama.
That's our next
guy who hates
president.
school lunches. All right. Thank you for listening to Radish Pod, episode 251. I have been Will, no last name. You can find me at Will from Radish. That's my last name.
From Radish.
I'm Sean. You can find me on Letterboxd at Sean M. Berry. Don't go anywhere else. It's not worth it.
No, go to TikTok. That's what I'm saying. I'm Tyler.
TikTok's,
Tyler
TikTok's
from Radish on TikTok. Or hey, Tyler Make on Threads. I know it's pretty much dead. Someone followed me the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you sweet, sweet summer soul."
It was Reebok.
They heard that I'm an aspiring dad.
Get that New Balance sponsorship.
He's within like a half a mile of 4 different CrossFit gyms. We gotta get him in.
The Sam Adams Brewery comes for all of us. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.